Aloha, good evening, Nityanandam. And let's start with a prayer for communion. You're welcome to do the prayer of your tradition. For me, I prefer silence. Thank you. So today has been an interesting day, but every day is an interesting day. We're very blessed to enjoy another day of life. We're all here and we woke up because Cosmos, God, whoever you call upon God, for me, Mahaparama bless me with another day. And so here we go. So it's I'm laughing because try and try and try, right? And that's the fun of what's going on. This is just too funny. Okay. Here we go, right? Hold on. Okay, so we try our best every day, right? And Cosmos Paramashiva is an artist. He's not a manufacturer, nor is he a perfectionist, and neither am I, right? That's just way too much. That's too much. That's too much. Way too much. So hopefully this is working out. All right, here we go. It's day 16, and I meant to change the wording here, but day 16, history is not the past as you think it is. Should have been colonizers' constructs are oppressive and genocidal. Welcome. All right, so here we go. Trying to repeatedly put through not just here locally in Hawaii, but globally as well. Treaties are contracts. Broken treaties are broken contracts. So we're talking about Maritime Admiralty Law. So in that jurisdiction, occupation is war, and laws of war apply to all nations associated with the United Nations. Those are contracts that they signed with that association, good old boy network, club, whatever you want to call it. Force majeure, and they're all going, oh, World War III, and they're the ones refereeing war. So, force majeure is a legal claim making all contracts null and void in natural disasters or acts of God and war and occupation. So, global peace treaty is actual and factual humanitarian law with applicable remedy for full stop. We need to link arms and make it happen, right? Peace, global peace. So let's get started with the, since it's the holiday season and in full swing, what are we consciously perpetuating? And so let's normalize handmade gifts, digital gifts, regifting. Because why regifting? Because something that is used is loved. Otherwise, it's just there and it's not part of that lifestyle, right? That person's lifestyle. And it's just hoarding, basically. Secondhand gifts, consumable gifts, experience gifts, and small business gifts. Let's normalize that. Wanted to hold a prayer of silence, as well as making it known that all of us, anybody who is using any kind of tech, gadget, whatever, is in deep gratitude and debt to the Congolese. And a Congolese man set himself on fire to protest their genocide and their enslavement that's going on there. And so I would like to take a moment of silence and in that gratitude to this man for making the decisions that he has to have things go the way they went, for it to come into my reality of what that is going on there for those people. It's not right. So let's hold a moment of silence, and in that deep gratitude, not just gratitude of inactivity, but gratitude and at the very least sharing about it, at the very least, and think of ways. So that's why I'm saying the things I'm saying. The whole global construct, these colonizers' constructs, are very destructive. Thank you so much. So in other news, French farmer sprays manure on government building. So I would like to share that video with you, which is interesting because it's those precise social constructs. These are colonizers' constructs, their ideas that are very toxic to the humanity and the collective. And a lot of that comes from the UN. Those nations who are signing members of the UN take their constructs and implement those into their countries. So what are we globally perpetuating? Why is that? You are here. This is the cosmos, and you're paying rent here. That's the reason why I am advocating redefining slavery, because when landlords exist, slavery exists. And typically, for the most part, it's women and children that get preyed upon. Because why? I mean, even with the Congolese issue, right? They have children as young as 4 years old. So what does that mean? Are they raping their women like they're doing the cows? Right? To have babies for what? Really, very seriously, I am very serious about the things that I'm saying and proposing. because they're trying to put you in a box, and the box doesn't exist. And so that's why no masters or no slaves. Either everyone owns an acre of land or no one owns an acre of land. And with all of this deforestation, why not replant everything with food forests? Right? So, yeah. Breathe only air, authenticity, integrity, responsibility, and enriching. So, doing a little bit of an update with sharing Hindu news, or Kailasa news specifically, but fly Kundalini Air. Our guarantee is you will lose your baggage. So today we had Ganga Dara Murti, Baba Samadhi Darshan. Now, what are Samadhi Darshans? Samadhi Darshans are channeling different gods and goddesses, Hindu gods and goddesses that land in Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. And for those who attend the different programs, level 3 receive the Parama Atma Shakti, or will persistence, and super determinism. Atma Shakti is your own self, meaning self actualization. That's what that Parama Atma Shakti, will persistence, and super determinism is. So that was for level 3. Level 2, were initiated into Chit Jata Grandi Vedana, which is the fusing consciousness and matter. So what does that mean? That means, like, if you have habitual patterns that are not in line with your consciousness, those are things that were realigned basically through that spiritual retreat. So these are all full day programs, and so all of the consciousness or power manifestation the power manifestations that are being taught incrementally for those who are new to Hinduism and Hindu educational structures, right? We are power manifestation based, 460 powers of Mahadeva based type of education and association, essentially. And so, and then for those who are in Paramashivoham level 1, the completion with root patterns, and they were burnt for you. So the programs recommended is to attend the full day, because these are powerful cognitions, the mental setup required. So upgrading your decision making matrix to be empowered to live the life that you choose to live. So that that was today in Kailasa. Coming up is the Vaikunta Ekadashi. So what is Vaikunta? Vaikunta is the Parama Padam, or Nitya Vibhuti, an eternal heavenly realm, and is the divine imperishable world that is Vishnu's abode. So what is this cosmic celebration? Because for Hindus, we live based on the cosmological movements. This is to attract radiant health, exuberant wealth, and abundant prosperity with the blessings of Sri Ananda Venkateshwara. Offer the Venkateshwara Archana to invoke the manifold auspicious qualities of Venkateshwara and receive his divine grace in your life. So for my fellow Hindus who are watching, if you would like to participate in the Venkateshwar Archana, the link there is for participating in that. So, what is this realm, heavenly realm? And so, this is where I want to share. These are teachings that Hinduism has. And some of the teachings from ancient time, because we're talking about Hinduism, the same temple carvings of the same caliber are found on the ocean floor prior to tectonic plate movements, as well as the temples, because temples are universities and embassies for Hindus, carved in monolithic stone spanning thousands of years, and with Swamiji is a direct lineage of the oldest university, Hindu university in Hinduism, and the same teachings are being perpetuated as from a long time ago. This is where my theory to explain the flat earthers is they only got a snippet, or maybe even saw a snippet of the full teaching of the interlokas, the multidimensional reality. You can call them dimensions, Hindus call it lokas. So Vaikuntha is a loka in, well, I'm going to share this first. So here on the right side is the Navajo people wisdom, and as you can see, like for me, I like to go and find the similarities, where are the gaps or the differences or what have you. And so the flat earthers or whoever is sharing that, and the thing is because I don't have a rocket ship, I'm not NASA to be able to take all the flat earthers to go to the what is that? Brain is going poof. The ether, right? I'm not able to take them to the ether to go see and check it out. But based off of the things that I've seen of other planets, it would be a little odd that only this planet is flat, like a disc. So, yeah. So, let's get back to it. But for Hindus, that flat disc loka portion is the whole Milky Way, this whole plane of existence. And that's what it is, based off of my understanding of what I've learned thus far. So for the flat earthers, they didn't hear the full teaching, and there's a lot of other cultures who have not heard the teachings at all, Some have, like the Navajo people here have some, I don't know what it is. This is what I found, and I'm hoping to connect with those people to get more accurate description as to how they are going about sharing it. But I can only talk about Hinduism as per Nityananda Paramashivam, because I choose Nityananda as Guru, Swamiji as Guru, and so I'm not going to change gurus. So these are the different lokas or different dimensions: Patala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Talatala, Sutala, Vitala, Atala, Bhuloka, Burva Loka, Swarva Loka, Mahar Loka, Jnana Loka, Tapa Loka, Brahma Loka, Vaikunta, Sripuram, Kailasa, and Mahakailasa. So Vaikunta is right above Brahmaloka. Alignment is opening up to be able to get blessed by Venkateshwara, Bhagavan Venkateshwara, for wealth blessings. And wealth is not just money, it's also about relationships, possibilities, things. All these things start opening up. And so for Hindus, we live in that cosmos flow. So, yep. And with that, in that celebratory vibe, I want to share this cute video on dumplings that I found interesting or cool because for us we do a lot of offerings, food offerings, and in that love of presentation, right?
It took me 27 years to realize that this is how professional chefs make dumplings. Fortune-bringing dumpling. 2. The wealth-welcoming dumpling. 3. The sun-breaking dumpling. 4. The four corners dumpling. 5. The soaring dumpling. 6. The crescent moon dumpling. 7. The perfect circle dumpling. 8. The blossoming wealth dumpling. If you haven't mastered these yet, give a like and save this for later. You can take your time to learn while making dumplings.
So because Hinduism is a life of celebration that always includes food, and that food is always offered to our Amakua Ishtadevata, God, Goddess, whoever we call upon as our ultimate, right? What fun ways to give those kinds of offerings and then eat prasad. So for Hindus, we only eat prasad, food that we ourselves make and gave and eat ourselves. And that's what I recommend. I recommend that as well for those who I initiate. It's better to make your own food. we go. Oh, and then I just wanted to share this video as well. Which I thought was very, very cute, and how humanity should be, but there's me, that is editing reality, and that's not right. So just an inspiration.
Oh, look.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's basically saying, follow me.
Come with me, baby.
Oh, that is precious.
Hers look bigger.
They lost their mom and now they got a new mom.
We got a whole family.
Oh.
Oh, what a wonderful mom.
Oh.
Look at them all.
I have never seen nothing like that in my life.
Right, essentially, to me, it's finding your vibe tribe, right? So here we go, getting back to on track on day 16 of the 25 days of force majeure Christmas. Decolonize your mind, and colonizers' constructs are oppressive and genocidal. So I want to share this slide here again, or actually let's move it back to here. Actually, so whether it's Native Americans or Hindus or anybody in the world, a vast majority are dealing with the colonizers' constructs, which are their ideas, their mental setup, and which is very toxic for humanity. And what gets very interesting is when I'm here in Hawaii Kingdom and dealing with the United States of America, and the United States of America, Boston Tea Party is going on full swing. That's why the past and history is not as you think. It's still going on. So knowing what companies you are choosing to work for, all of those things matter. What you buy every day matters. And that's why going back to small businesses, not the corporations, is part of that rewiring the social construct on a one-on-one personal choice level. And so what's ending up happening is that those social constructs, which is what they were running away from, that's why they came to America, when it's all the earth peoples are legitimately the land of the free, because the earth peoples understand the subjective truths and the spiritual choices and that free will, whereas those who are insisting on one dharma, doing their consciousness monocropping, which is spiritual terrorism, and boxing people. And so that is the problem. And because of there's the whole issue of cognitive dissonance, to have that the individual must sit through to get out of. And so that's the reason why I share about Paramashivoham, is because that is that daily commitment that Kailasa has with humanity to help break free out of the colonizer's mindset, which has been imposed. And I do get it. I understand thoroughly Swamiji and what he's doing. For me, I can't do the whole UN thing because of I'm retaining my right to of freedom of speech, and no one else is really saying what I'm saying. So it is what it is, and gonna get along. So with that, right? Because we're talking about these constructs, again, the for those who are following my video yesterday, the holy book 11 Dharma, which is what humanitarian law points to. But the thing is who wrote this humanitarian law book, which is the same dead end kind of things to continue the circus, is written by this guy Vattel, who is a Christian. I think it was like a pastor. I gotta go back and look at my research to be accurate on that, but it's all geared towards a vested interest, and so those constructs are going to reflect as such, and the hypocrisies echoing through, whether it's from the UN level to the local level, because of the word salads. It's a mental setup. It's how the brain is constructed and seeing reality and perpetuating that reality. And so since France, because it's the French and the British, right, continuously imposing on humanity all over the place. It's their mental setup. This is separate from food, dance, those other universal qualities of connection and communion. We're talking about direct enslavement constructs and posturing and basically egoism. And all of these constructs are based on corporations, because we're talking about Admiralty Law, Maritime Admiralty Law, using trusts. Trusts have been around for a long time, and one of the things, like their processes and such, are that archaic. And they don't share that, because what are they doing? They are using government schools to disempower families, to pretty much kidnap. Now, you can't call it kidnap because it's not forced per se, but the thing is coercion is not, and if you're not going to be fully upfront, and maybe now that they are, so now I'm also saying, using my freedom of speech and freedom of religion, to analyze this objectively, to find ways to usher in a new, whatever that's going to be, because it requires we and dialogue and individual consent. So with that, that's where the private citizens in the yellow column and the public citizens in the red column are different. They're passing on different information as well. And so this is where, from my perspective, which is an Earth people's perspective, because whether it's the red and the yellow column peoples, it's all about land theft, blood title. They will gang up on each other not to give back title to Native Americans or Kanaka Maoli, where my feet are, which is not right, because what do? They use treaties which from my perspective, looking at everything, is just a bait and switch tactic. And so we're talking also about narcissism, narcissistic things that are happening, and people only do what they see, and all we see all around is um, children in adult bodies throwing sophisticated tantrums, essentially, which is not no. So for me, I'm really not about that. And inviting whoever, but just like everything else, you look around, there's like pretty much almost nobody, right? So it is what it is, and I'm just gonna stand here and just keep on shining my light, however way this is coming out, right? However way this is coming out, and the right people are gonna be the right people are going to come. And so because I fully trust, because we're talking about science, and I'm talking about science. I'll put it that way. I'm talking about science, and I'm talking about the vibration, being an anarchist, and witnessing and attending Kumbh Mela was a very mind-blowing thing, because basically it's just an area where they have for thousands of years non-stop decide to meet every 4 years and celebrate spirituality of all the lineages, all of them. And so I know the Western version is like Burning Man, but it's a little bit, to me, I have not been to Burning Man, so I can't say for sure, but I have a feeling it is different in that, but I'm not sure. But we'll see what happens when I'm able to go to Burning Man to see the differences. But what I wanted to share is there the what is that? There's a event that happens called Sail Amsterdam, and all of the boats worldwide go and gather together, which I thought was very, very interesting, because you see all these different sized boats, and so that's how it should be, right? Different sized families or whatnot. There should be, and I'm sure there is, or maybe I'm yet to find it, and it's all about different associations, right? Just like what I'm finding with Hawaii Kingdom, they have different factions. I'm sure all of those factions have different friends. There's 9 billion people. You can't know everybody, and all of that is just kind of like, that's their life, and just go do that, right? For me, I'm like, okay, so how do I, from where my feet are, to manifest the life that I want to live and share that space of complete open architecture, right? If there's a global peace treaty and global bureau of conveyance, and everybody has their own trusts, and as a family choose how they're going to contribute and able to print their own money based on their energy and output and production, and be in complete control of that,